Scope 3 for you and me. I like the rhyme. This, to me, is the graph that's telling us our story. When we ask ourselves about sustainability, we really have to look at what is going on right now. Just because we're living through it doesn't mean it's the most sustainable model. And I would put out there that what we're living in right now, the model we're using right now, is not sustainable. And this is why. This is a classic graph of inelastic demand, which I'm sure you have all seen, right? Raise your hands. You have seen this, right? How many times have you seen this? And it has been shown over and over again that the current library subscription model is one of inelastic demand where prices can go up, quantity, in other words, our subscriptions do not go down. We have proven this over and over. The publishers realized this back with the last dollar devaluation in the early 80s. We paid those 22% increases and did not scream. And if you are in a for-profit business and you have shareholders you are accountable to, guess what? You say, wow, I have to take advantage of that. And they did. And we can't hold them. We can't say it's an ethical problem on their part. It is our behavior in the marketplace that has created this situation. And this is further exacerbated by the fact that library journals, articles in particular, are complements. It's a market of complements. You need them all. They do not behave as substitutes the way different brands of peanut butter or Coca-Cola and Pepsi. So this is really important for us to get into our heads. So what does work? So this is an example of what doesn't work. What does work is a market of elastic demand. Where do we see elastic demand in the scholarly communication business? We see it with the authors marketing their manuscripts. They can go to either one journal or another. They can go to different editorial boards. They can decide to pay a page charge or they can decide not to pay a page charge. That page charge, by the way, is transparent. Everybody knows what it is. There's no secrecy. So this is a market that's working. So when we look forward and we look at possible models of how we might solve this problem, we have to look at what isn't working and we have to say what is working. So, and by the way, this is not new. I mean, I'm not saying anything that that is revolutionary. If you don't believe me, go to these economists. They have written about it and talked about it for at least 5 years now. So, conclusion. The solution to the library subscription problem is to take that power, take the author market power, and incorporate it into the peer review payment business. And SCOAP does this. And also, as Rick pointed out, it's an opportunity for library leadership to be responsible agents for our institutions and for our constituents, both on the business side and also as purveyors of scholarly resources and contributors to the research and education communities. And SCOAP gives us this opportunity. So what happened at Caltech? I started addressing this decision of signing the expression of interest just a few weeks ago. We're small. Here you've got pictures of Kip Thorne at graduation and also Alan Alda, who we had as a commencement speaker one year. And the process was basically one of simultaneous conversations. Library committee, with the librarians talking about how to calculate what expenditures would be redirected. Confirming, indeed, open access is a goal for our library and also one we are proselytizing, if you will, on campus, talking to the faculty library committee and its chair. Their questions were, okay, there cannot be any negative impact on other subscriptions in other fields, and of course, what are the HEP faculty saying? And then, of course, the vice provost. He wanted a real short description, and I wheeled it down to about 4 sentences. So if you want my short description to use with your administrators, I am happy to share it. However, no new monies requested. This is about redirection of funds that are already committed. And then, of course, informing up the chain of command to the provost and president so that they're informed of decisions we are making. So the HEP faculty, I thought it'd be worthwhile just to revisit. This is the HEP community is large, it's international, and we need to serve them. I think that's the bottom line. We need to perform to them. And They are working hard, and as you see here, these are significant experiments that are going on around the world, and the expectation is that we are part of that community. So Harvey Newman is professor of physics at Caltech. I had a number of email conversations with him. He and his team are supportive of SCOAP3, but one of the things that we have to also come to terms with, the reality is the research community does not have the funds to redirect from their funds. They need their funds to do their work, and it is therefore our job to redirect our funds to achieve what they need. And I refer here to an article that recently appeared in Physics World that describes the financial situation that the research community finds itself in. So, in short, SCOAP3 is good for science. Scientists say so. They're smart, by the way. And they... No, I mean, this is serious. You can tell from what Salvatore's told us earlier. They've spent 2 years looking into this, thinking about it, gathering data. They've even shown they have to change what's going on now. Otherwise, the traditional publishing model will collapse. And so they need us to do this. Thank you.